homework, you mark your work. What questions feel free to ask. Alright, the first question of the homework is question 1F. So 1F, we have cos 40 degrees plus 2 sine squared 200 degrees. Alright? Cos 40 degrees plus 2 sine squared 200 degrees. Right? Now, to do this question, we are using our knowledge of the double angles. Okay? We may also use compound angles. Some questions we might need special angles. And some questions we might need the fundamental identities from grade 11. Okay? So it's a whole combination now because you are in grade 12. So you need your grade 11 work together with the grade 12. So here, I'm not going to touch that cos 40. Right? So I'll write here cos 40 degrees plus. Now the 200, this 200, I need to convert it to an acute angle using the special angles. Sorry, reduction formula rather. So when you write it, it will become 2 times sine. Now this sine 200, I'm going to write it first as line like this. That's how you simplify it. Okay? This is how you simplify it. Right? Then I'm going to convert the 200 to an acute angle. Now, 200 is in the third quadrant. So it's 180 plus 20. And you know by now that in the third quadrant, sine is negative. So the next step would be to say cos 40 degrees plus 2 times. Now here, I'm going to have minus sine 20 degrees. Then you square that answer. Okay? I hope you are following this. Right? Then from there we carry on now. So we end up having cos 40 degrees plus 2. Now this will become 2 sine squared 20 degrees. Yes. Okay, it becomes 2 sine squared 20 degrees. Because this negative here multiplied, okay, minus sine 20 degrees times minus sine 20 will give you that. Okay? No. You see, what does this mean? This means all this. It means minus sine 20 degrees times minus sine 20 degrees. This negative and that negative will give you what? That's why it gets that sine squared 20. Okay? Then, once you get here, now you see what you have here. If you look at the double angles, just to remind you, the double angle that we have there, we are going to use is cos 2 theta. It's equal to the 1 minus 2 sine squared 20. In this case, sine squared theta. Alright? Now, check this. I hope you can see that on the right hand side we have got that 2 sine squared. You see that? Yeah. And here we have got this 2 sine squared 20 degrees. So what you can do, you take the minus 2 sine squared to the right, and you take the cos 2 theta to the right. So this minus 2 sine squared theta take to the left. So you get 2 sine squared theta will be equal to 1 minus cos 2 theta. Okay? Alright? Yes. Right? Okay? Then now look here. This, I'm sure you can see that this 20 degrees, it's half of the 40. So we can use the double angle here using the 20 degrees. So we can write this cos 40 degrees as cos 2 times what? 20 degrees. Plus, now, well, I can carry on using doing it many ways, but I'm gonna do it this way. So plus 2 sine squared 20 degrees. Right? Then I am going to Okay, I can use that one, but allow me to carry on, right? I can use what I wrote there. Or I can also use my knowledge of double angle from the left-hand side. But I just wanted to show you that this cos 2 theta, you can also make the 2 sine squared theta the what? The subject. It's another route that you can also take. Alright? So from here now, I can create, you see this 2 sine squared 20 degrees, right? I can create the sine squared 20 degrees from here, from the cos 2 20 degrees. Okay, allow me to carry on. So from here, move on.
And you can also make 2 sine squared 20 and cos 2. So
yeah, you can also create this cos 40 degrees.
And you can also make 2 sine squared theta equals 1 minus cos. Oh, so cos 2 theta equals 1 minus.
Okay, can you allow me to carry on? Allow me to carry on. Right, so what I can do, I want you to pay attention carefully. I could, can you pay attention? I can keep this cos 40 as it is, okay? Or I can also convert it to a double angle that is 2 times 20 degrees, right? I can eliminate the sine squared. If I want, I can also eliminate the cos 40 degrees. So there's not more than one way of doing the question. So I'm going to make a decision now as to which way I should go. I am going to simplify it. I'm going to simplify it by the way that I showed you here. Okay? 2 sine squared theta is equal to 1 minus cos 2 theta. Okay? Allow me to carry on. So which means the step that I'm going to carry on from is going to be that one. So all I'm going to do is convert that 2 sine squared to 20 degrees. So my next step, but you can also carry on by converting the cos to a double angle. Are you following what I'm trying to say? Right? But I can't show you all the way. Right? So I want you to do. So I'm going to say this is just additional information to help you to understand. I'll say, remember, I'm going to rewrite what I have there. Remember, let me stop that. Remember, cos 2 theta is equal to 1 minus 2 sine squared theta. Okay, therefore, 2 sine squared theta is equal to 1 minus cos 2 theta. So for our question, we have cos 40 plus 2 sine squared 20 degrees. So I'm going to rewrite it nicely on the next page so it can be easier for you to follow. So we have cos 40 degrees plus 2 sine squared 20 degrees. So I can write, this 2 sine squared 20 degrees, I can write it as 1 minus cos 2 times 20 degrees. If I do that, I'll get cos 40 degrees plus 1 minus cos 40 degrees. And I'm sure you can see that this one here is got a negative, that one is positive. So those two cancel out, and the final answer is going to be a 1. Okay.
So, again, can you take the cos 40 into 1 minus 2 sine squared? No, 40.
Yes, you can do that. I said it already. You heard me when I was talking here. That's why I did this split here. There is not more than one way of doing the question. Right? You could use either of the two to get to the solution. All right? Then, is there anybody who has got any question before I carry on? Anyone who has got any question? All right.
Still correct.
Okay, then 1h. Want me to move the next page? Right. So if you had some challenges yesterday, I hope that going over it now is becoming a little bit clearer to you. All right. Then let's move on to the next one. Now the next question.
So we'll just bring the identity swap.
Yeah, you could swap as I did, or you could use number one, the main one, this one here. You could use that as well. But the way that you do it, you convert this cos 40 to cos 2 times 20 degrees. Then you will get the right hand side where you got a theta, which is what? 20 degrees. Then you plug it in here, or rather you plug it in here. That minus 2 sine squared theta and this positive 2 sine squared theta are going to cancel out. In fact, let me show you here, because it will seem like it's so complicated, but it's not. So what we are saying from here, from cos 40 degrees, okay, plus 2 sine squared 20 degrees, all right, we can replace this by 1 minus 2 sine squared 20 degrees plus the 2 sine squared 20 degrees. So you can see that these two are going to cancel out. These two will cancel out. And your final answer will be 1. So you could do it that way.
Without using the calculator, you have to get a number, and the answer has to be a number.
Well, what do you mean that the answer is?
So, like, no signs and causes and signs.
It means that you are not supposed to punch any numbers into that device called the calculator. You do everything mentally. You understand? You do everything mentally. You know what I'm talking about. You are in metric now. Let's not complicate that. Alright. Did you see me using a calculator? Yeah. Because I'm the one who is the calculator. You are also a calculator. Okay, let me carry on to the next. I don't have too much time. So we've got tan 15 degrees plus cos 15 over sine 15. Alright? So we have, this is 1h. So we have tan 15 degrees plus, I expect you to pay attention, cos 15 degrees over sine 15 degrees. Alright, now this one here, if you want, you can convert the tan 15 to sine 15 over what? Cos 15. That's the best way actually. So this is sine 15 degrees over cos 15 degrees from your grade 11. Right? And you've got cos 15 there over sine 15 degrees. Alright?